The first episode of The Simpsons and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation have almost the exact same plot, but they both came out within a few days of each other. I'm going to tell you the plot of both of them, but the first episode of The Simpsons is going down like this. So Homer is really obsessed with Christmas. He wants it to be like the best Christmas ever. So he's kind of snippy at his family. But he goes up on the roof. He spends a bunch of time putting up a bunch of Christmas lights on the roof, but then he falls off. And then whenever they do finally turn on the lights don't really come on, and then his son is like, "Oh, it's okay, Dad. It still looks good." And then Homer's upset because he's not getting his Christmas bonus this year. And then he goes to get a tree, but instead of buying a tree, he decides to cut down his own tree, and then it has like a wild animal in it whenever he brings it home. And then his in-laws come, and he's pissed off because his in-laws are a bunch of jerks to him all the time. Right now, that's when they start to kind of deviate. So the plot of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is Clark Griswold is obsessed with Christmas. He wants it to be the best Christmas ever, right? He's upset because his in-laws are coming and they're jerks to him or whatever. He isn't getting his Christmas bonus. He goes up on the roof. He puts up a bunch of lights. He falls off in the process. When they do turn the lights on, they don't really turn on. And then his son's like, "It's okay, Dad. It still looks good anyways." And then when they go to get a tree, he cuts down his own tree, brings it home, and there's a wild animal in it. And so now the way that they differentiate, of course, is The Simpsons ends the episode in only a way that, the Simpsons writers could. It's a lot better than the way that National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation ends. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation ends with Cousin Eddie, like, kidnapping Clark's boss and forcing him to give him his Christmas bonus or something like that. And then everybody's happy. But the Simpsons episode ends differently. Homer decides he's going to do extra work to try to make extra money so he can have enough money to buy his kids Christmas presents. So he becomes a mall Santa, but he only makes like $60, I think, doing his mall Santa thing. And so he gets convinced to take that money to a dog racing track. He bets on the dog Santa's Little Helper because he thinks it's like a sign. Santa's Little Helper comes in last place, of course. So he just lost all of his money. And when him and Bart, I think when they're out in the parking lot, I think Santa's Little Helper's been like abandoned by its owners or something because it was such a bad dog at racing. And I think they either take it home or it follows them home. But when Homer gets back to his family, he's like, "Oh, I'm upset. I'm sorry, everyone." He's gonna like come clean. And then Santa's Little Helper's there. It's a dog. And his family's like, "Oh my gosh, this is the best Christmas ever. You're the best dad ever." And then it all ends happily without anyone getting kidnapped. But yeah, that's the plot of those two movies. They came out within a few days of each other. I don't know if there was like some overlap with the writers or something. I just thought that was really weird when I finally watched that first episode of The Simpsons.